Yeah, I'm watching the film now and it's great, Janet. So you want me to sketch and design
all of the animations. Wouldn't that be so cool?
Yeah, take a little bit of time then.
I know. Thank you so much for doing it. I think it's gonna be so good. Better let you get cracking. Bye.
Iconophone switchboard, please state your... Oh, it'll be you again, won't it?
Yes, it will.
Oh, you do want to speak to me today? How pleasant of you to stay on the line for more than 5 seconds.
What? Yes, but I've really just got to get this boat in.
Please state your requirements.
Well, my mate Charlotte has waited until my only free time during this today.
Aside from all the other times you've broken into Cool Street Manor.
Yes. She's waited until the last day to tell me that she wants me to do all of the animations for this film project. Now, I've got stacks of other work to be done, okay? So can you just put me through to someone who can help me perfect this film the first time round, and I don't have to think about it?
Match found under C, cinema, by the way. Due to the magnitude of this recipient's fame, it is necessary to inform you of their name in advance to avoid screaming, crying, or unashamed standing.
Is it Timothy Chalamet?
No.
Oh.
Putting you through to Sir Alfred Hitchcock.
Who?
I'm putting you through now.
Thank you for using iConifer. Do not indicate date. Do not allude to mortality. Oh, and do not mention heights, actually.
Hello?
Hello, I'm afraid Alfred isn't available to take the call today. Probably out feeding the birds.
Oh.
Putting you through to Wildcard.
Okay, and who's...
Thank you for using iConifer. Do not mention more. Do not indicate date. Do not allude to mortality.
Ovington Court, I've got to prepare for a show with Lou Purge's orchestra, so make this interview snappy.
Why do these people always assume that I'm an interviewer? Hello, so the first question I have for you today is, your name?
Ah, yes, always is with you lot. I was born Welsh, but I've changed it to Welch.
You don't sound Welsh.
No, I'm not Welsh. I was born in New York as Elisabeth Welch.
So you were born in New York but registered Welsh?
No, I've changed my surname from Welch to avoid confusions, just like this.
Oh. Well, you should have just changed it to an entirely different word then.
Maybe you should get on with the interview.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously, the career that you have, that I know loads about, you would have experienced moments where you've got a ton of work to do at short notice.
My dear, it's 1934 and the Great Depression's effects are still being felt in London. You've been under a rock. It's down to the musicians like me to provide an escape from the misery.
Well, yes, but doesn't the workload ever get a bit too much?
No matter where I've sung, be it New York, Paris or London, music frees people.
Yes, but don't you ever just think, God, Charlotte, leave me alone?
Charlotte?
Yes, or whatever your manager's name is, when the workload gets too much.
Oh, most certainly. I always try to keep in mind a song written for me by my good friend and collaborator, Cole Porter of the Whiffenpoofs.
Sorry?
Cole Porter of the Whiffenpoofs, the a cappella group.
Sorry, and what did you say the song was called?
Solomon. Such fiercely potent lyrics.
And would you like to remind my readers of the key lines?
Of course. It tells the story of Solomon.
Really?
Had 1,000 wives.
That's not good.
And being mighty good, he wanted all of them to lead contented lives. He buys them all countless gifts, but they continuously expect more. So the song goes, Solomon summoned his 1,000 wives. Then Solomon pulled out his 1,000 knives, and he slashed their gizzards and gashed their muzzles, till all that was left of them was a logic so puzzles.
Right, so I have to kill Charlotte.
No killing.
No, of course not. I got a bit carried away there.
The moral of that song is that you can't please everyone. And sometimes if you try to, you can end up with nothing and a criminal record.
Yes, exactly. You see, just because we are the talented ones does not mean that we do not need sleep. It does not mean that we do not need food, and it certainly does not mean that we can't kick back ourselves and listen to the weapon puffs.
This is one of the most fantastically bizarre interviews I've ever given.
Well, what questions do you usually get asked?
The focus is usually on my groundbreaking role as a radio broadcaster.
That's a very not so sneaky radio flex. But anyway, I was of course going to ask you about that. So since we're on the topic, why don't you tell me about it?
Well, your readers, I'm sure, will already be aware that it's called Soft Lights and Sweet Music.
Catchy.
And each broadcast we play the most eclectic mix of popular music from theatres and orchestras to the nation.
That sounds eclectic.
Oh, it is. You know, I'm the first black broadcaster to be given her own radio show to regularly appear on.
Oh, so you're making the route into your career for other women and other people of colour. I think that's awesome. You would love my friend John.
Despite all of your strained references and lack of preparedness, I've taken a shine to you. You don't seem like a journalist.
Oh, no. Oh, I absolutely am.
Oh, my apologies.
Oh, no, it's fine. You can go.
Oh, no. You stay. The cable should stretch. Shh. Just a silly billy man at the door. Yes. The terrier does get a little perky when I have a visitor.
Miss Welch?
Welch.
Right, sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I'm from the paper.
Oh, Elisabeth, you can't let him make you late. Remember what you told me, right? You can't please everyone. So just turn him away.
Who are you?
Me? I'm Ada.
No, I know who you are. I wouldn't have trusted you to interview me if I still didn't know who you were. Who are you?
I'm the interviewer from the Melody Maker.
I thought that was you.
I am. I'm from, I go to IKEA.
IKEA? That's the name of your paper?
Yes, I'm from the IKEA catalogue. You see, we write about IKEA icons and ideas. Hence, IKEA.
You hear that? I'm an icon. For a second there, I thought I'd been duped, and that you were no interviewer at all.
No, absolutely not.
Are you able to conclude your phone call?
No, I wasn't expecting you, but I was expecting this interview call, so you'll have to make do.
I did notify you of this interview last week. Like I said, it was meant to start 10 minutes ago, but the traffic was terrible.
Yes, just get on with it.
Right. Well, I suppose we should start with your radio programme. You've, of course, this year controversially become the first black broadcaster to have their own show on the BBC.
Dude, ask us something original. That is not controversial at all.
Yes, my friend here says you should ask me something original.
Oh, what has the show done for your career? Has it helped you get your foot in the door?
The show has allowed me to see my profile develop over the last year. I hadn't realised how much the public enjoyed my singing until a show a few months back when the Radio Times claimed I'd made a big name for myself. I had no idea.
So it's made you feel a bit more successful. That's nice.
I don't think this guy realises how much of a big deal you actually are. I would make him work for this interview if I were you.
Cup of tea?
That'd be lovely.
No, cup of tea. Milk, 1 sugar, please.
Oh, you want me to?
Kettle's recently boiled. I'll have the mug with the little lambs on.
Easy on the sass.
Go easy on the sass.
Who? I meant you.
You said to make him work for the interview. This isn't quite like me at all, but it's really quite fun. I'll tone it down a bit.
And what about your acting? Do you see yourself treading the boards in one way or another?
To be in a small film would be lovely.
Hello? A small film? No, Elizabeth, what is your dream role? You never know who might be reading this.
Well, in that case, Paul Robeson. What a dreamboat. It'd be quite fine to act alongside him as a leading lady.
Yeah!
Yeah, and while I'm at it, perhaps some Shakespeare too.
Why not?
Why not?
And if there were to be one career goal for you, what might that be?
You know, the feeling I got from knowing my good friend Cole had written the song Solomon for me was the warmest, most fulfilling thing. I don't think anything could top that.
Elizabeth, if it felt that good, then why have you not got more people to write songs for you?
Gosh, you are full of wonderful ideas. To have more songs written for me would be an honour and a delight.
And why stop there?
And why stop there?
Theatre roles?
Theatre roles.
And more film!
And film roles written for me and for people like me. Thank you.
Quite, but do you not think that for the cinematic industry that may be problematic?
I know where you're headed with this, and I do not think these are the questions worth asking or answering. I do think, however, you'd ought to be off.
Leave? But I've only been speaking to you for 4.5 minutes.
And that's...
4.5 minutes too long.
Yeah, that's 4.5 minutes too long. Gosh, you're good.
Fine. I couldn't spend much longer in this tiny, congested room anyway.
It's not tiny or congested. You're just a big fella. Now, if you don't mind... Dear, look at that. Terribly stormy weather.
Just a sec.
Goodbye. Oh my goodness. I feel so bad. I shouldn't have said any of that. My reputation.
Why? Your reputation. What about his reputation? He came completely unprepared and he was patronising us.
Yes, I suppose, but I always struggle standing up to people when they say things like he did. He was giving me his time after all.
Well, you can't please everyone. Anyway, your inner diva was wicked though. I mean, that comment about him being a big fella was hella savage.
Well, I really did mean it. I can't be underprepared for this orchestra cast.
Well, I better let you get going then.
Regrettably, yes. As marvellous a party as this telephone call has been. Have you got everything you needed for your article?
What? Oh, yes, my article. Of course, I've got everything. You were great. Anything else you'd like to add?
Just to say thank you for conducting the most bizarre interview I've ever experienced. I thoroughly look forward to reading the IKEA catalogue.
No. I mean, no hope for that, maybe. I don't know. I mean, you know, it does run out quite quickly, so don't keep your hopes up. But maybe. Anyway, thanks.
Many thanks for calling.
If you thought I was going to hang up before you were able to show me up, you were wrong, and you would have been waiting a very, very long time.
Thank you for using Iconophone today. Please rate the relevance of your wildcard respondent from 0 to 9. Look at the dial.
Oh. Yeah, she actually helped me. Like, she sang a song that really helpful.
Well, thank you for your continued use of this Iconophone unit. It's been quite something.
Why are you talking like this today?
Well, if this is your last day of the residential, you won't be needing this Iconophone unit any further, no?
Oh. I didn't really think about that. I guess you're right.
Disconnecting your call.